Hey friends, Beck Power here from Power Creative Media today. 3 reasons why your content is not making you sales and what to do about it. So a lot of people shy away from making content. As we all know, maybe you're one of them. They will either not put out much content or not put out any content because it's overwhelming and they just feel like it's probably a waste of time anyway. They didn't see any results from it before. Why would they start seeing results from it now? You get the picture. What I found is the opposite of that. If you keep practicing and you keep putting in effort, you can get better and you can create a situation for yourself where you actually feel good about creating content and you're excited to do it. I think most of the time when people don't enjoy it, it's because they don't really understand how to do it properly, and it doesn't actually take as much work as you think. So there's 3 reasons or 3 ways of thinking that people usually, it's a strong word to say they're doing it wrong, but it's just not very helpful, right? It's not useful. And the first one is overthinking and perfectionism. If you're anything like me, sometimes you worry that you want to do it right? You want to do it right. And if you're not going to do it right, it's just no point in trying because it's going to be, it's not going to be right. But the interesting thing about content is you can't really get it wrong. Everything is just practice and data. So what we want to do is have, a simple system that generates content the way you generate content, or it generates content with or without you. Could be you, could be your team, could be a machine, some type of AI, whatever it is. And you just need to show up or be seen as showing up every single day, or at least really regularly, to show your audience that you are alive, you're producing content, you do good work, and that you can help them. If you aren't showing up, you literally aren't appearing in their brain at all, and they just don't. There's no sales conversation happening. There's nothing happening in their brain that makes them want to work with you because they literally forget that you exist. So showing up regularly is really important, but all you need to do is have a little system that does that for you. The second thing that I think people get wrong, or at least, it's unhelpful or not useful for them, is not really understanding how social media works for getting sales. People don't just buy from your posts. There's a process that they have to go through. And a lot of times when I'm talking to people who are thinking of working with us to repurpose their content, they don't understand this. And so it's one of my important questions that I ask them to see if they're a good fit to work with us is, do you have a system for capturing leads? Because I can post content all day long for them, but if they're not actually, nurturing and contacting the leads, it's pretty pointless. So what you need is profile funnels on your social media to make sure that your clients are going through a specific journey, from hearing about you to learning what you do to realizing it can help them to saying, oh, actually, I think I like this person, and then I would like to work with them. How do I work with them? I mean, there's a whole process. And it doesn't have to be very complicated. They just need to be able to go somewhere. For example, do they have somewhere to click that they could find out more about you? Do they have to dig around to find it? People aren't just going to your website and suddenly discovering it. You've got to lead them there in a specific way. And so profile funnels is the way to do that. And having actual goals for what you want to achieve. For example, do you want them to click and buy? That's probably not going to happen. Do you want them to book calls? Do you want them to just click on your website so you can retarget them with ads? Do you want them to watch a webinar? Do you want them to do something else? You have to have goals for each platform, and you have to stick with that goal and see if you can drive as many people towards that goal as possible. But most people don't have a strategy for this. And so that's why I'm talking about all this stuff, because it's the stuff that comes before the repurposing, and it's really important. All right, the third thing that is very unhelpful for people who are wanting to get more sales from their social media is that they give up too easily. Sorry. And listen, we've all given up multiple times. I've given up a ton of times and then started again and then given up and started again. And then, you just discover after you've been doing that a while, you start collecting data. And there's no reason to stop, really, because all the stuff that you do on social is to collect data. How, what types of things work for your audience? What types of things don't work? Who is your audience? What do they actually need help with? What type of questions do they ask? What types of emails do they reply to? What types of social posts get the most engagement? These are all things to learn and tweak. And so a better way to think about whether or not it works and, just giving up is by tracking things, getting data, paying attention to what your audience likes and doesn't like, and those sorts of things. It's not too difficult, but it is not helpful to keep giving up and stopping and starting again. All right, so those were the three things people do that stop them from getting sales. I hope those were helpful. I do have something coming up soon, which, as I said, before people start working with us, they always have these specific issues, and it stops them from working with us because I just say, you're not ready to do this. Then they have to go out and find some solution to get a strategy for their social media. And they often call it getting their social media shit together, if that makes sense. And so I'm coming up with something, a program that will help you to do this, will help you to set up your social content so that it's effective, so that it gets sales, so that it gets the results that you want, whatever that is, webinar watches or whatever it is, really setting up your platforms, maybe one, maybe two, maybe three platforms, so that you can get the most out of those, so you can collect leads, so you can use them properly, put out proper content, the stuff that you actually, that's actually going to help your audience and help train their brain to work with you. I'm putting out a program on that really soon, so keep an eye out. If you are interested in hearing more about it, it is going to be epic. Post like a hand raise or any type of emoji or GIF or anything really below on this video, and I will reach out to you and add you to the wait list. It's coming out soon. So really pumped about it. If you have any questions about these three reasons, then hit me up, shoot me a message here on wherever you're watching this, probably Facebook. But don't not reach out just because you think, I've got questions, but I'm not going to ask them. Like, ask them. I'm here to answer questions. So do that, and I will see you in the next video.